Hello everyone, this is another rankings video, this time for Cardfight Vanguard's Protagonist Ace unit from worst to best, based on design and not by effect. So how I rank this list is based on design rather than ability, with base form counting with the most points and alternate forms second, and those with multiple ace units will count as a pair if they're part of the same deck. So those who qualify for the list are Aichi with Alfred and Blaster Blade, Blonde Azel for his Gold Paladin deck, Kai because Kai was Protagonist of Legion mate, Sing Saver with Blaster Blade, along with Dragonic Overlord the Great. For Chrono, we got Chrono Jet, which will count Chrono Dran by default, and for Shinamon, we got Uranus and Valkyrian. So these are going to be my entries for ace unit designs, with some of them counting as a pair. And if you're all wondering of who's my favorite protagonist, it's Shinamon. Why? He has the most character development and appeals to me the most in just the 31 episodes that he's in. To me, Aichi and Chrono pretty much lost their development after season 2. And in Kai's case, I do like his redemption arc. My only problem is that the Link Joker arc had to ruin his character to do it. And now to the video. So in the bottom of my list is Blonde Azel. So base form design, never really liked it. Even the evolved forms of Platina Azel, don't really like it. And then even other forms where it's not even Aichi's units. Grand Azel Scissors, didn't really like it. Raven Hair Azel, didn't dig it either. So in general, I don't really like Azel's design. Just reaching to the second of the bottom of my list, it's Shinamon's Uranus along with Valkyrian. So for Valkyrian, it actually looks pretty cool. But for Uranus, base form design is pretty okay. And then evolved form of Origin Deity, not as much because the design of its clothing does not really look much better. But that's just me. And why this is also in the bottom of the list is mainly because it lacks awesome forms. And there's only Valkyrian, which has no evolved form. But a okay design nonetheless. Next is Kai's Seeker Sing Saber Dragon, along with Blaster Blade Seeker. I will not be counting Blaster Blade's other forms in this one, but Seeker Blaster Blade looks no different from regular Blaster Blade, so that's lazy by default. And Sing Saber Dragon looks okay. But to me, a white version of Phantom Blaster Dragon does not really look cool. Mostly because white armor does not really fit well with the dragon. And also because there's no alternate forms for Sing Saber at all. And now just reaching to the halfway point, we got Kronos Chrono Jet Dragon with Chrono Dran. So I'm gonna get Chrono Dran out of the way. Chrono Dran is adorable. Chrono Dran G looks no different, and Chrono Dran Z is literally just white Chrono Dran. And now to the older version of Chrono Dran, Chrono Jet Dragon. Base form design, don't really like it. Chrono Jet G doesn't really look any different. Chrono Jet Z, literally just white armor, but the stride forms look really awesome. Chrono Dragon Next Stage, awesome, lots of cannons. Gear Groovy, not as much. Gear Next, looks pretty destructive. Heritage, looks pretty cool, but does not look like it should be a final boss unit. In fact, I think it should be something more like Deus Ex Machina Demir Ghost, because it's the combined power of the 12 Zodiac Time Beasts, and that should be Chrono Jet's final form. And speaking of Demir Ghost, if you want to count him, looks like a god. And now just second to last, it's Aichi's Alfred plus Blaster Blade, which both has pretty awesome designs. Blaster Blade does look like an elite knight. Blaster Blade Spirit, like the idea. Blaster Blade Liberator, like the cape, but the gold does not really make it look too good. Blaster Blade Seeker looks no different from Blaster Blade, really wish this one had a cape. Blaster Blade Exceed, Blaster Blade with a cape, alright. And we cannot also forget Blaster Joker, which actually looks pretty awesome as a corrupted Blaster Blade. And then to the evolved forms of Blaster Blade, we got Majesty Lord Blaster, which is a combined form of Blaster Blade and Dark, looks pretty cool. We got Excapate the Blaster, which is Super Blaster Blade, which actually works in my opinion. Now only we have a G unit of Excapate as the final boss unit for Aichi. And then we got Messiah Lord Blaster, which is a fusion of Messiah along with Blaster Blade, which doesn't really look much different to Majesty Lord Blaster. And then we go to Alfred. Alfred with horse, already looks cool. Without a horse, looks decent enough. Liberator of the Round Table, don't really like the gold. Liberator Monarch Sanctuary Alfred, too bulky. Same thing with Alfred the 14th. And of course we have Monarch Sanctuary Alfred, which is bulky. And then we got Alfred Holy Saber, which actually looks really awesome and it looks cool as a final form of Alfred. So in general, most of its design looks pretty cool, but most of them are too similar. But still reaches number 2 for me, compared to Chronojet where its base forms are too similar and doesn't really look cool. And now to my number 1, it's Kai's Dragonic Overlord the Great with Neoflame. Yes, I know this is not the base form, but it looks absolutely awesome anyway, as an alternative form of Dragonic Overlord, and base form Overlord will count, which looks awesome too. The end is awesome, the rebirth is awesome, the Great itself is awesome, the cross looks pretty cool, the ace, pretty cool, the legend, don't really like its design, the destiny, okay, the purge, okay. So in general, most of its earlier designs of Dragonic Overlord actually looks really cool. And the newer ones, not as much, but more awesome designs than Nightcheese, and I'm a sucker for dragons, which is why it's in my number 1. So that's it for the video, I hope you guys enjoyed it. No one has done this type of video for Cardfight Vanguard yet of ranking protagonist units, so I decided to do one. So tell me below on what's your favorite protagonist unit, and who's your favorite protagonist of the Vanguard series.